Hi friends, today we're going to go over your independent work together before you're going to do it on your own. So during class, you talked about what was fair and what's constitutional, and who decides what's fair and who decides what's constitutional versus being unconstitutional. Today, my friends, you're going to actually get to read about and learn about a court case that happened to students not much older than you. They went into their school one day wearing something as their expression, their self expression, and they were sent home. So let's dive deeper into it and let's see what we have to do today. So, step one, we're going to first read, listen to, or view the Tinker versus Des Moines overview material. We're going to read or listen to Amendment 1, 2. Do you remember what it is? Let's see if you do. And then we're going to answer the case questions. Then once we're done with that, we're going to read and listen to Argument 1, Argument 2, and Tinker versus Des Moines, the verdict. Then we're going to answer the verdict question. So we have two parts. Let's look at it together. So the first part, my friends, you're going to read all about what happened. And it's so interesting because these kids, 13 and 16, not much older than you guys. So it says a lot as to what students have the right to do in the building at school. And what you can do if you feel like this is a lot of heavy reading, you're going to press the audio button up here and press play, and then you can hear it being spoken to you. And you get to read this cool comic as well. And you're going to read all of this. So you have a couple slides to do, and then we're going to revisit that Amendment 1 to the Constitution. Remember the Bill of Rights that we learned about recently? Well, now we're going to revisit Amendment 1. And it basically means that people have the right to express their ideas through speech and the press. So they can write whatever they want and they can say whatever they want. People have the right to assemble or gather with a group to protest or for other reasons. People have the right to ask the government to fix their problems. People have the right to practice their religious beliefs. And the government cannot create or favor a religion. So if you're going to express your ideas as well, then can you wear what you want? Let's find out in the second article, but let's see what we have here first. Independent work. So the students knew that they would be suspended if they wore armbands to school, but they did it anyways. Why do you think they ignored the rule? So why do you think those two students ignored the rule by wearing those armbands into school? Do you think the school policy banning the armbands was fair? Why or why not? So put yourselves in the Tinker situation. If you went into school wearing an armband on your arm because you're protesting a war, do you think it would be fair if you were sent home for that? You're just trying to protect people after all, right? Did the principal violate the students' freedom of speech protections guaranteed by the First Amendment? Is the principal's decision constitutional or unconstitutional? Why or why not? So now we're not talking about is it fair? We're talking about according to the Constitution. So that Amendment number 1, so let's go back to it. Is it fair that the principal sent them home? So you're going to reread Amendment 1 and think, is it right or is it wrong that the principal did that? So constitutional, that it was okay to do it. Unconstitutional, wrong. Principal had no right doing that. Then you're going to go to the second part of your independent work. You're going to read Argument 1. So this argument's basically telling how the principal could have been constitutional. And here's Argument 2 where they're saying the principal, this principal was unconstitutional. And then finally, you're going to read the actual verdict. So this is what actually happened. So this Tinker versus Des Moines, the verdict, the decision, was what happened. The real story in 1969 with the United States Supreme Court. After you finish this, my friends, you're going to go to those last 3 questions. And it's going to really focus on the Supreme Court decision. So according to the Supreme Court, why was the principal's decision to ban armbands unconstitutional? So meaning it went against the student's freedom of speech. It was wrong. Then you're going to go to the second question. What would make banning an act of free speech in school constitutional? So again, you're going to have to go back into this verdict, and you're going to have to read over here. I would say right over here, you're going to find what would make something constitutional for a principal to ban it. And then last but not least, you're going to think, what questions do you still have about the First Amendment protections for students in school? I know I still have questions, and I'm an educator. So I wonder, my friends, what are you thinking about this amendment as well? I can't wait to see all of your great answers, friends. Bye for now.